Hey guys, it's Empress, and guess what? I'm back with another one. Let's get to it! It's more than statements, it's a way of life. Let's get to it! Celebration, and it's just a talking. Hey guys, that's right. I am back with another one. And we are still feeling this Blunt Ambition tour right again. I'm still loving that polka dot outfit. I'm still loving Nikki and Donna's background vocals. And I'm still loving the way those guys, the dancers, they slay 8, okay? But anyway, we're about to watch something called a rockumentary about the tour, right? Just when we thought we couldn't get enough. We're gonna get more. Alright, so let's go.
She's fabulous.
She's excellent.
She's gorgeous. It's alright.
I think she's outrageous.
The black dude's like, she alright. He like, I'm not giving her too much, okay? She alright. Like, literally, that was my reaction, like, before I took this journey, right? Again, I've mentioned 1,000 times, right? Madonna's just one of those people who, like, when I was born, I didn't necessarily know her music, but I knew her face, you know what I mean? And she was always, like, associated with some controversy. Again, I told y'all my earliest memory of Madonna probably is the kiss between her and Britney. Anyway, I will also take one of these vintage hats. Okay, they are cool. Let's go.
She's really awesome.
She's cool.
I love her. She's the best.
Yo, she is bad.
I decided to name my daughter after her.
She's a great
Devotion.
star, and she's a great singer, and I love her.
Marilyn
Singer.
Monroe, look out, because she is Madonna.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was from the 80s. Yeah, I saw that before. That's during the Who's That Girl era. I wonder what them same people thought once the Blunt Ambition tour came out. Y'all saw Michael. Hey.
I made my first trip to New York City, my first plane ride, my first cab ride, and I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know it's sold, and I asked the taxi cab driver to drop me off in the middle of everything. So he dropped me off in Times Square. Anyway, I was completely awestruck, and 10 years later, I'm standing in the middle of Times Square looking at all you people. You've come to see me and my movie, and I'm completely awestruck. Strike the pose.
Hey.
I don't think that I'm using sex to sell myself.
What does boy toy mean to you?
What do you think it means?
I'm a Midwestern girl in a bustier.
I'm not practicing that.
You converted me. I know what it is to be bad. I've been bad.
It's the way I am. It's the way I've always been.
I am me, a person, and not just something. I am a movie star.
If everyone underestimates you, keep giving them little surprises. I want to conquer the world.
Oh, she did that too. And guess what? For those of you guys who are just now catching up with the journey, I reacted to all this footage, especially that SNL footage is on my Patreon. For whatever reason, NBC is not having it. They say, nope, we will not let this get out of YouTube jail. So if you want to check that out, head over to my Patreon. The link is below. I mean, again, I will always say this montage is so fire considering 6 years. That's all it was, 6 years. And it had all this footage. And not only that, the evolution of it all. I'm like, whoa, that's the same Madonna who said I'm gonna rule the world. Like, what? Let's go.
Through her trend-setting music, dancing, videos, fashions, movies, Broadway appearances, involvement with charitable causes, and a much-publicized marriage to Sean Penn, Madonna has been in the public eye continuously since 1983. But the most often asked question is, just who is that girl? At first, no one really knew the Material Girl, but now Madonna herself has offered a glimpse behind the glitz with the introspective work of her Like a Prayer album, as poignantly illustrated in Oh Father.
A lot of stuff in the story is drawn from my life. I grew up in Michigan. I come from a really big family, and I went to Catholic schools most of my education life.
Madonna Louise Veronica Ciccone was born August 16, 1958 in Rochester, Michigan. When Madonna was 6, her mother died of cancer, leaving Madonna's father, Silvio, to raise and care for a family of 6. Two important aspects of their upbringing were religion and music.
Everyone in the family studied a musical instrument. My father was really big on that. Somehow, I only took about a year and a half of piano lessons, and I convinced my father to let me take dancing lessons instead. But there was always music in our house, either practicing or records or the radio or someone singing in the bathtub or noise.
That performance is fire.
My nickname in my family was the Mouth.
Okay, wait a minute. Excuse me. I'm gonna say something.
I love you too. Shut up for a second. Spotlight is on me now.
Shut up for a second, okay?
When you're from a big family, everybody's really competitive with each other. So aside from just screaming really loud and doing things that got me attention, like, we would all get in various kinds of trouble to get my father's attention. And then be punished accordingly.
Strict family?
Well, just ask me if I could do one thing, and I'll probably say no.
Oh, you come to me and I'll play your father.
Okay.
And you come in and say something.
Okay, Dad, I want to know if I can go to the movies with my friend this Friday.
What's his name?
No, just say, it doesn't even get there for, just say no.
No, you can't go.
I think that his strictness taught me a certain amount of discipline that has helped me in my life and in my career, and also made me work harder for things. I wouldn't have turned out the way I was if I didn't have all those old-fashioned values to rebel against, so.
Yeah.
After high school, Madonna spent a semester at the University of Michigan on a performance scholarship. But her rebellious nature led her eastward to New York City.
I went to New York, I had a dream. I wanted to be a big star. I didn't know anybody. I wanted to dance, I wanted to sing, wanted to make people happy.
Yo, that getting off the road like a virgin, still one of my favorite Madonna moments to this day. Let's go. And it's crazy, y'all, because literally, if y'all been rocking with me since day one or since the 83 album, we done seen all of this, right? All right, let's go.
I wanted to be famous. I worked really hard and my dream came true.
Actually, it wasn't quite that simple.
Hello,
Madonna spent 3 years in the Big Apple, basically living hand to mouth, working odd jobs.
So check out, for again, all the newcomers. I've also watched this documentary called Madonna and the Breakfast Club that covers like her early days, talk about the demos, this group she was in, the dude she was dating, all of that. I did a whole review on that too. Check that out, okay? Let's go.
Studying as a member of the prestigious Pearl Lang and Alvin Ailey dance companies, and making herself known in the trendy downtown clubs.
When I first came to New York, I was a dancer, and a French record label offered me a recording contract, and I had to
That's with that dude Patrick Hernandez. Okay, let's go.
go to Paris to do it. So I went there, and that's how I really got in the music business, but I didn't like what I was doing when I got there, so I left, and I never did a record there.
When she returned to the States, she played drums in clubs on the Lower East Side with a group called the Breakfast Club.
So then I'm playing drums, and we're getting gigs in certain downtown clubs like CBGB's and the Mud Club and Max's Kansas City and everything. And I'm starting to write music for the band too, like some songs, but they already had 2 singers in the band, so they would never let me get up and sing a song because what's the point? One day, I finally convinced them, I'll just play guitar and sing one song, please, 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 and they finally said okay. So then I got up to sing one song and the other guy went back to play the drums, and like I got a standing ovation.
Everybody,
That shoulder, boy.
I befriended one DJ in particular, and he worked at a club called Danceteria, which was one of my favorite clubs. I mean, I was carrying his tape around with me everywhere to every club, waiting for the moment to pop it on somebody. So I said, would you play it? I said, would you play it? And he said, well, I can't play it in the middle of the night. I mean, I've been heard. What if it's terrible? What if everybody stops dancing? And I said, all right, well, you listen to it, take it home with you tonight and listen to it, and I'll come back here tomorrow.
Needless to say, the DJ liked what he heard. So did the crowd at Danceteria, and so did executives at Sire Records.
And that song was everybody, okay? How can you not like everybody? I think the moment you hear that, you like, huh? Like everybody just gonna do a jump, like, oh,
who signed Madonna and released Everybody as a single.
I still love the
Quickly
Virgin
became
Tour.
a dance club hit. Burning Up was the follow-up single, and its success prompted the release of an album in the summer of 1983, titled simply Madonna. At the age of 25, only 6 months into her recording career, with a hit album and her first pop hit Holiday climbing the charts, Madonna had revitalized the dance music scene.
Well, to start off with, a lot of people thought that I was a black artist before they saw my videos, because a lot of my music is more R&B oriented.
And again, before the journey, we talked about this a long time ago. I would have never thought people thought Madonna was black at one point in time in her life. Like, huh? But then I heard Madonna, the album. I said, oh, I understand. Okay, let's go.
Next, Madonna moved on to the challenging task of producing her first videos. Madonna Mania was right around the corner.
Are you ready to party?
Hey.
I had a couple of singles out before anybody really knew who I was, because I didn't have a video. And the first video I ever did was to Borderline, which was
Still love that
then
video,
my,
too.
like, third or fourth single. So my album was doing fairly well without anybody being really aware of what my image was at all. And so I did my first video to Borderline, and then suddenly I had that crossover that I'd been waiting for so long, because people could see who I was and could put a face together with a song.
Key right there, right? I think I might have mentioned this before. Crossover. Exactly, right? So Madonna actually crossed over to the pop charts, okay? She was on the dance and the R&B charts, right? Interesting. This is where she started. Let's go.
As 1984 opened, the Madonna album remained at the top of the charts, producing even more hit singles. By summer, Madonna had begun work on her anxiously awaited second album.
I just finished recording an album with Nile Rodgers, and I hoped to put it out in October, but they're still playing stuff off my last album, which I can't complain, but I'm really anxious to get the new stuff out.
And the title of the new album?
Like a Virgin.
She was so happy to say that, boy. Oh, this was for it.
Peanut Gallery.
Madonna's very first performance of Like a Virgin on the 1984 MTV Video Music Awards cinched her status as pop superstar. The album debuted in November, and by Christmas, sales were going through the roof.
She's fantastic. I knew she'd be a star. She could be great. She could be a major star. She is a star, George. The biggest star in the universe right now as we speak.
Okay, here we go, and we're rolling. And action.
I was really excited about it because, to me, it was like making little movies, and I've always been excited about that. So it was like confining it to the 3 minutes of length of the song.
Still don't like this song, but I always have like the video.
For movie fan Madonna, the prospect of making those little movies was a dream come true, and she lost no time making the transition from small screen to large.
My part in the movie is actually someone like myself singing in a club. So all my action takes place in a club, singing and dealing with the audience.
Vision Quest spawned the #1 single Crazy For You, and was followed by another film which increased Madonna's exposure even further.
The movie I'm working on is called Desperately Seeking Susan. It's directed by Susan Seidelman, who did a movie called Smithereens, and I play Susan.
Although Madonna was originally just a supporting player, the timing of the release of the film gave her a star billing.
Seeing them together.
Oh, Roberta with another man? Who?
Looks like a real grease.
Oh, in the movie? I don't remember the song being that slow. Like, what? All right, let's go.
Well, me.
Acting is just, it's just another kind of performing. It's an expression. It's being honest with your audience, stuff like that. So to me, it's just an extension of what I do already, making videos and performing on stage.
With 2 movies, 2 albums, and 4 top 10 records to her credit, in the spring of 1985, Madonna launched the Like a Virgin tour. 38 performances in 27 U.S. cities.
Oh, she don't even look herself right there. Interesting.
Off of 355,000 screaming fans. New York's Radio City Music Hall sold out in 34 minutes. The Material Girl was big business, and she had a look all her own.
Are you the designer of your look, your hairstyle, and clothing?
Oh, yeah. Do you think someone else could come up with this?
The Madonna I miss.
So-called Madonna wannabes were born, all wanting to emulate their idol.
When you wear Madonna, everybody looks at you, right? Everybody look at that girl. It's the only one that we can look up to nowadays.
You can wear all this in the street nowadays. It's fun.
It helps you to be yourself, you know?
I say it's more myself. Like, this is the way I am.
Madonna Land opened at Macy's in New York, selling such items as skirts, shirts, gloves, jewelry, and posters.
Like, it's crazy. I mean, I was telling me about it, like how essentially this attire was seen as kind of obscene, but like just everyday looking clothes to me. I mean, you know, minus the 80s stuff. Anyway, let's go.
But Madonna was one step ahead of the copycats. She changed her look. The first of many changes, which was
let the beat drop.
trademark. And there was something new on the horizon. Madonna was in love. The media went crazy over the romance between Madonna and actor Sean Penn, star of films such as Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Bad Boys. The two were inseparable. Madonna composed Live to Tell for Sean's film At Close Range. And then there were the pictures. In her early New York days, Madonna had done some modeling to make ends meet. Now that she was a superstar, some of her nudes surfaced just where you'd expect them to. But just 3 days after publication of the photos, Madonna responded to the controversy in her own unique fashion.
I react to this whole show too, or her segment. It's on Patreon. Check it out.
I'm sympathizing with you by keeping my coat on, okay? So don't feel bad. No, I ain't taking off today. You might hold it against me 10 years from now.
In August, Sean and Madonna were married in what was to be a private ceremony. But once again, the press was there, this time in helicopters. And once again, Madonna had something to say.
Sean and I took out this full-page ad in the LA Times. Apparently nobody saw it because we were expecting 20,000 people and only 28 showed up. There I am, the blushing bride, and here's my family. That's my Uncle Guido, my cousin Giuseppe, that's Grandma Ciccone, that's Aunt Jean and Uncle Nick. That's Sean's family. It was really beautiful, and I think that everybody had a great time. Until the press got there. We tried to ignore them, but as you can see, they were very close. We tried to save the cake, but no such luck. But I couldn't ignore the helicopters any longer.
The duo teamed up to do a feature, Shanghai Surprise.
What made you decide to stay?
I never got your first name.
The only movie I did do a reaction to, but I watched that, okay? Shanghai Surprise.
Gloria.
The film's lackluster box office performance was more than made up for by the overwhelming success of Madonna's next album,
Lucky.
True Blue. The differences between the new album and Madonna's two previous LPs were apparent. Clearly her range had broadened, her work matured. The new songs were thought-provoking and what had become her other trademark, controversial. Papa Don't Preach, dealing with the sensitive topics of teenage pregnancy and abortion, touched off a storm of protest, debates over the meaning of the song, and parody.
Proper preach. Yo, I reacted to the daddy parody or the daddy response to the song. Okay, let's go.
I have to listen to the criticism that I get when they're dealing with my work. and it's beneficial.
Yeah, I remember that was controversial too. I still don't really know how to feel about that. Yeah, like, oh, it's cute. I mean, no, I don't know. But anyway, let's go.
Despite the controversy, by May of 1987, True Blue was the #1 album in 28 countries, an unprecedented achievement. The album spawned 4 top 10 hits, including 3 #1 singles. In May of 1987, Madonna delivered a 1-2-3 punch with the simultaneous release of the movie, album, and world tour.
Working.
By now, the center of a media hurricane, Madonna really had conquered the world.
Some boys kiss me, some boys hug me. I think they're okay.
The year ended with the release of the You Can Dance album, a compilation of new dance mixes of Madonna's previous hits.
Let's do that too.
In 1988, Madonna took a break from music to concentrate on her acting, making her stage debut on Broadway in David Mamet's Speed the Plow.
I know what it is to be lost. I know you're lost.
While critics seemed to like the play, they gave mixed reviews to Madonna, who had her own words to describe the experience.
It felt like really good sex.
Finally, career separations and constant pressures from the media took their toll on the marriage. Amid a flurry of conflicting reports, Madonna filed for divorce in January of 1989. Just 2 months later, Madonna was embroiled in yet another controversy. This one over the video produced for her song, Like a Prayer.
Definitely too much of a big deal is being made about it. That if I heard about, my God, it's blasphemous.
If we believe the freedom of speech and expression, let it just go. I mean, everybody expresses things differently.
No, I'm not personally morally offended. It's just that it's a little extreme.
It's just a lot of hype.
For Christians, there are things that are much more important. I mean, I hope that people don't get up in arms about this when people are hungry, people are homeless.
Facts. Shout out to that lady.
But to some, Like a Prayer was a big deal. The Pepsi-Cola company had signed
Pepsi
Madonna
played
to an
themselves.
unprecedented-
Look, I watched the whole documentary about that as well. Pepsi played themselves. Check that out. Again, check out the whole Madonna playlist, okay? If you're new to the party, check out the whole Madonna playlist, okay? Because we didn't see all that. Okay, let's go.
multi-million-dollar contract, including a full tour and worldwide ad campaign to premiere the video. But Madonna's use of religious symbols and racial overtones made the whole thing too hot to handle.
They just said they didn't like it. And a couple of people were threatening to boycott the bottling companies in the South. Well, I think they were really afraid that this whole thing was going to blow up, and they didn't want to do anything to harm Pepsi. I think that the video has a very positive message. It was about overcoming racism and overcoming the fear of telling the truth, of getting, so many people witness crimes and they're afraid to get involved.
Exactly.
I believe in God. I believe that everything you do comes back to you. I believe in the innate goodness of people and the importance of that.
To that end, Madonna puts in a full schedule, offering her time supporting causes she feels are worthy.
But there's one thing that we're all born with, and that is freedom. We are all free citizens.
Every hour, 1 to 6 animal species
Now, this is something I did see. She looked really good here. All right, anyway, let's go.
is destroyed, gone
She
forever.
looked good.
At this rate, the entire rainforest will be gone in 50 years, forever.
I don't think any of us want people years from now looking back at the 1980s, wondering why we didn't do more to help children in America who are homeless or abused. There's a lot of terrible things happening in the world today, and there's a lot of people that need our help, and there's a lot of environmental issues that need to be dealt with. But in terms of, AIDS, I've just known so many people that have died of AIDS, and it's such a serious problem.
AIDS is a powerful and mysterious disease that continues to elude us, but we are more powerful. because we can stop it from spreading any further by educating ourselves and finding out the facts.
Entering the 90s, Madonna joined Warren Beatty for the big screen version of Dick Tracy.
Aren't you gonna frisk me? This movie looks like nothing anyone's ever seen.
I was beginning to wonder what a girl had to do to get arrested.
Madonna's off-screen relationship with Beatty has been grist for the gossip mill.
You're gonna make a move? Do I have to do everything?
I'm on duty.
But just what is going on?
Well, I just really think how much that.
Dick Tracy inspired Madonna's album.
Oh, so there was like speculation about their relationship. I was on the assumption that it was known, like, oh, they're dating. Interesting. Okay, let's go.
I'm Breathless.
Some of the songs are in the movie, the rest are just inspired by the movie itself, the period aspect, the cartoon aspect, the gangsters, the characters, and who I was in the movie.
One early release from the album helped revive interest in the short-lived dance craze, voguing.
I think it has a lot of humor to it, too. I mean, it's just so sort of arrogant and there and presentational, you know what I mean? Self-conscious in a way, and I think it's hilarious.
And on top of everything else, there's Madonna's 1990 world tour, entitled appropriately enough, Blonde Ambition. So perhaps Madonna has conquered the world. What else could she possibly want?
I want more!
Have I found love again? Yes, many times.
So I'm guessing this interview with the ponytail, I got to see it because I haven't seen that, okay?
I'm the loser in the family. Now that I'm full, I have a million more things to work.
Isn't it crazy how a person's voice changed over a couple of years too, right? Listen to the young Madonna. It's like, nah. And that Madonna, again, I know she's on tour and stuff, so her voice is a little bit more raspy, a little more deep. Like, let's go.
If I do something and everybody, and there's 100 people in the room and 99 people say they liked it, I only remember the one person who didn't like it.
And they compare you to Marilyn Monroe occasionally.
Yeah, but that's just because we have the same hair color. I know the moral majority is up in arms against me.
But hey, again, I don't want people to be under misconception. Marilyn was a boss in her own right. Again, check out that documentary on CNN called Marilyn Revisited. Like,
I think that people who really understand what I'm doing are offended by it. I flirt with everybody, though. I mean, I flirt with grandmothers and garbage men and stuff like that. My father doesn't call me and say, hey, I just saw your video on MTV. I mean, he never does that. He just kind of tries to treat me like all my brothers and sisters.
Madonna, I think it's time we get going here.
Get going where, Dad?
We gotta go. We got some homework to do and things to do.
Dad, I graduated from high school. Hi, I'm Madonna.